Hello. Hello, student. Hello. Good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Like in previous week on Monday, I already have taken you few times to say something about your laboratory topics. Again, I am with you first. Then practical work will be handled by your Surajit Datta sir. Okay. So in next week, in last week, we have discussed about what is modulation. At the day, lab. Oh, in last class, I have discussed few things on modulation topic. Okay, and especially keep my stress on the analog type. Discussing about especially continuous wave, that is sinusoidal or cosinusoidal. Okay. And that type of AM modulation, I think Surajit sir already have completed through your video delivering. So now, in a very brief way, because in lab class, we should not be very much elaborated about our theory, but the topic, when you are concerning with the analog modulations, okay, again I am repeating, modulation means you are making some changes, and some changes in your topic, what change actually you are doing, you are changing your any of the parameter of your carrier at a time with respect to the variation of the same parameter or maybe some other parameter of the information carrying signal, which in generally you are concerned with information signal of continuous type, and you are getting your information when it is converted into electrical form, and that is in origin, it is coming out either from some vocal informations or some conversion of text information, or it may be from some video like televisions, etc., pictures, some pictures. First picture is scanned and it is converted into electrical signal. Sometimes you are typing some text and ultimately that text figure overall typing text is scanned and converted into some electrical form, having its amplitude, frequency, etc., time period, etc. And or some vocal means you are saying something, you are singing something, some musical information, or some talking information like that. Okay, so these are very common, and your study mostly in BTech level is concerned with those type of informations. And now about your carrier. Your carrier may be of continuous type or may be of pulse type. Okay, whenever you someone asks about your carrier, what are the types, you immediately should answer it is of two types, either it may be of continuous, may be of pulse type. But what is the speciality of your carrier from your information? Though your information is also of continuous type, only is carrier will be always comparatively in very high frequency with respect to that of information. Information generally lies within your audio rate, that is 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. It is confined always in this band of frequencies, whereas carrier lies starting from low frequency RF to very high, it can be. And when and where you are choosing what type of carrier, that depends upon your communication system, what you are installing, what you are actually designing. That every different type of communication has its own range of frequencies. in terms of your career. Now, today's our topic is first class. When I am classifying, one already we have discussed about many things about the continuous type. Other is a pulse type. Now, what is pulse? Anyone can define about what is pulse and what is the basic difference between a continuous and pulse? Hello? Hello, student? Me? So you just always, if someone asks you, you should promptly reply. What is pulse? Pulse, continuous wave, like your sinusoidal or co-sinusoidal. For every instant of time, it would have some value of its amplitude. Somewhere it may have some very low value. Somewhere it may have maybe zero value. And for other for other values of time, it will have some other values, some negative values of amplitude. Somewhere it may be, if it is periodic, it is you are representing your continuous in a cyclic, then some for some, and you are plotting this graphically with putting your time in x-axis and your amplitude in y-axis. Then you find, or abscissa and ordinate जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं, so you find that for some value of t, amplitude is very high. Somewhere it is in one direction of phase. In somewhere it is in out, just reverse of the phase. Somewhere amplitude is exactly becoming, though it is in same value, peak, but negative value. In this way, every instant it is varying. What is the pulse? Pulse is defined if we plot the amplitude of a pulse or put the value of amplitude of pulse in y-axis and in x-axis as a time reference, then we can say pulse means it's for some value of t, its amplitude is there, for other no, means yes or no. And that's why whenever you go to represent some pulse or a train of pulse, it is only represented by a train of 1 and 0. 0 means no amplitude, 1 means amplitude. But if for the duration where amplitude is there, for every instant value of time, amplitude will be of same value. No change, no gradual change there. Right? This is the, means pulse means magnitude is or amplitude is there and not there. Or amplitude is in, when you represent this in a logical form, so it is there, means somewhere you can represent is for positive, if you are following positive logic, then 1, its presence will be represented by 1 and its absence will be represented by 0. That is, and if you have a number of cycles, then there will be a train of 1 and 0, 1 and 0 reputations. And if you are representing only part of the pulse, only you can somewhere you may find a single half pulse is maybe represented by 1, somewhere it may be represent a set of 1 and 0, like that. Okay. So this is pulse. Now in figure, all of you have shown the pulse in books and whatever, and Surajit sir will show you in the video. Now this pulse, shape of the pulse, when pulse have some amplitude of fixed, I'd say some value, we are plotting some voltage or some voltage form, for example. So if its amplitude is 2 volt, shown the positive 1 value, then everywhere you will find it is of 2 volt. So for some value of t, it is 2, and up to another value, say t, for t1 and t2, continuously you are getting 2. Now when in your x-axis you are crossing t2, then you are finding your pulse have no existence, means it has 0 amplitude. And another value T3. T3, again from T3, pulse is starting arising to its, or starting following its positive logic, that is following to some same value 2 volt. Then what will be the difference time will define, that is T2 minus T1, that is the pulse width. That is the pulse width. And amplitude will give you the pulse height. Okay. And the time difference, that is T3 minus T2. I mean, end of first pulse and the start of second pulse. In between the time gap, that is the position difference. That is defined as T3 minus T2 is defined as the position difference. And if you asked what is the position, then you have to directly say, with in terms of time, then you have to say my first pulse has started. It may start from the origin. If it is start from the origin and if existence time is up to T1, okay, then next pulse from T1 to T2, and third pulse is T2 to T3. Then position means first pulse 0, positions start with respect to origin, it is defined. Second position is T1 and third position is T3, like that. So when you use the term of modulations about a pulse with respect to your information carrying signal, again I am repeating that your information, whenever your carrier is pulse, but your information may be continuous or may have some pulse with having different amplitude and width, etc., positions may change, no problem. But initially you just keep in your mind about you are interested to modulate some pulse form of carrier with respect to some continuous form of information signal, right? Which is generally you are generating from voice or video. Both will give you the continuous. But when your information itself is text type, means you are typing something first, you are writing and every letter regenerating, then obviously you will get your information also in the pulse form, because their final signal representations, electrical signal reproduction will give you 1 and 0, 1 and 0 form with a sequence of 1 and 0. Not necessarily it always be of uniform type or non-uniform way of sequence. For some duration, your 1 may exist, from other duration, your 0 may exist. In this way, the number of or a wide set of 1, 0, ultimately by conversion or by generating your information carrying message into electrical form. Now, so when your information is text and your carrier is also a pulse, then your modulation is taking place in between pulse and pulse. But for other cases, if your information is video type or some vocal type, then your and your carrier say always is pulse, then your modulation is taking place of the pulse type carrier with respect to your continuous information carrying signal. And these 3 operations, now this is the first step. And what parameters you will modify, which ultimately generated your modulated pulse? Either you can change your positions, that is starting from the first pulse, first position, then second pulse positions. In between, you can change the start positions. You can come either you can bring it adjacent to the origin, or you can shift towards from origin in this way. Then it is positions. Or if you are making some change in the amplitude, then it is PAM, pulse amplitude modulation, means your original carrier amplitude may be suppressed from its original form, then it is PAM type. Okay. Third, width, that is, if your first division is from 0 to T1, then difference will be only T1. Second is T1 to T2, then difference will be T2 minus T1. This difference time gap you can change with the variation of your information representing signal by imposing that. Now, how actually, this is the theory, but some questions may arise in your mind. What actually we should do? What is the basic principle of changing? We cannot keep in our hand either carrier or information carrying signal. No. So how instantly we can observe, we can guess about how much it can be changed. Actually, what we change, initially we take some, for example, some transistors. Okay, you already have studied about the transistor, BJT, FET, etc., MOSFET, whatever. We use some transistor, for example, some type, and a single transistor can operate in 3 modes, 3 regions, not mode, 3 regions. That is, it's the region of operation. One is called the saturation region, one is called other is called active region, and third one is cutoff region. When transistor is in off position, it is in cutoff. When it is giving your maximum output, I mean current, in the sense of current flow through the collector load. For example, generally I am discussing with the common emitter type, that is the power amplifier, okay, which actually we generally use for the generating of our modulation purpose. So in that case, collector load, current flow through the collector load, if it is maximum, then it is saturation, and in between, whatever be the IC value, that is the collector current value, that position is defined as the active regions. And this normal way, where and when your and what value of IC will be, that is generated by the biasing what you are providing a transistor in between your collector and base for a common emitter, collector and base and emitter. But if we are doing some modulations, then what actually we do, either we add in series or somewhere in parallel with the original biasing, which actually we need to run that transistor to get output at its load in voltage form, as well as a voltage drop across the load and current flowing through the load. Now we either in series adding that information carrying signal, or in parallel, and in this way we change the bias voltage, and accordingly we get change in the output. And that is the basic principle of generating any modulation technique. Okay, any form of. Now it depends whether you are using your transistor, whatever may be the type of transistor appropriately, that is giving at its output pulse. Then you are changing your pulse form. If it is continuous, then you are changing your continuous carrier, like that. Okay, thank you. Now Surajit sir will deliver his videos and will run your practice.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. आज हम एक वीडियो दिखाएंगे और उसको एक्सप्लेन करेंगे जैसे हम करते हैं पहले भी तुम लोगों के साथ। एक वीडियो दिखाएंगे और उसके साथ हम तुम लोगों को वो वीडियो को एक्सप्लेन करेंगे। ठीक है, तो 2 मिनट टाइम में हम वीडियो ऑन कर लेते हैं। चलो आज हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं। आज हम लोग जो वीडियो देखेंगे, जो एक्सपेरिमेंट होगा वो है स्टडी ऑफ पैम टीडीएम। स्टडी ऑफ पैम टीडीएम का आज हम लोग एक्सपेरिमेंट करेंगे। हम स्क्रीन शेयर करके तुम लोगों को वीडियो दिखा रहे हैं। हम बोलते जाएंगे, अगर साउंड नहीं आएगा और विजिबिलिटी में कहीं दिक्कत होगा तो हमको एक बार इन्फॉर्म करना, ठीक है।
Today we will perform TDM pulse amplitude modulation. This is the experiment number 5 of digital.
This is the trainer kit. In this kit we will perform the PAM TDM experiment. Okay.
Communication lab. First of all, we will see the kit. This is the multiplexing section, that means modulation section, and this section is demultiplexing section, that means demodulation.
वीडियो का आवाज जा रहा है ना ठीक से? वीडियो ठीक से दिख रहा है और आवाज ठीक ठाक जा रहा है कि?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
ओके ओके।
this section multiplexing section, that means
this is the transmitter section. That means this is transmit the signal.
modulation section, and this section is demodulation.
And this is the receiver section. That means this will receive the signal. The left side is for transmitter and the right side is for receiver. And in the left side, this is multiplexing section. And in the right side, this is demultiplexing section. Okay.
Demultiplexing section, that means demodulation section. And we can see this is the input signal 2 kilohertz, 1 kilohertz, 50 hertz, 250 hertz.
This is the function generator block from where we'll get the signal, and different types of signals are there. Different frequencies signals are there. Okay.
We'll make the connection first. First of all, we'll take the input from the 2 kilohertz and we'll connect it to the CH0, मतलब channel 0.
CH0 मतलब और कुछ नहीं, channel 0, CH0, CH1, CH2, CH3, channel 0, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, ऐसे करके नंबरिंग किया है.
Then we'll take the input from the 1 kilohertz and we'll connect it to the CH1, that means channel 1. This is the 2 input. We can take CH2, CH3 and n number of inputs we can take. And this is the ground.
In this kit, there are 4 we can take 4 input, but we can take n number of inputs for our experiment, and in this experiment we will take only 2 input. Okay.
And we will connect the probe of the DSO, the ground probe of the DSO with this ground connection. Then
तुम लोगों को तो पता है DSO का ग्राउंड के साथ जो ब्लैक वाला वायर रहता है, ग्राउंड के साथ ग्राउंड का कनेक्शन होता है. ठीक है, तो ये और कुछ नहीं, किट का ग्राउंड के साथ DSO का जो 2 पॉइंट होता है, एक पॉजिटिव एक ग्राउंड, वो ग्राउंड का सिर्फ हम लोग कनेक्शन बना, और कुछ नहीं है, बहुत सिंपल.
what we have to measure? We have to measure.
This is the observation table. What we have to measure, this is written in this copy.
The message signal, that means CHO channel 0, amplitude and frequency. Then message signal 2, that means CH1 channel 1, amplitude, frequency. Modulated signal, amplitude, frequency, and demodulated signal, amplitude and frequency. First of all, we'll get the output from this.
And we will measure the output with the help of DSO. That means digital, बोलो, DSO का full form क्या है, बोलो. DSO का हेल्प लेते हुए हम लोग इसको, ये जो हम इनपुट आउटपुट जो रीडिंग ले रहे हैं उसको मेजर करेंगे, उसका ग्राफ भी हम लोग उधर से ले लेंगे. DSO का फुल फॉर्म बताओ, जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. DSO का फुल फॉर्म पता नहीं है.
सर डिजिटल ऑसिलोस्कोप.
एस कहाँ गया? DS होता है डिजिटल स्टोरेज ऑसिलोस्कोप.
CHO. And this is the output signal of channel 0. This is the output signal from this.
हम लोग क्या किए, जो इनपुट उधर दिया गया है CH0 में, मतलब चैनल 0 में, उसका एम्पलीट्यूड एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी हम लोग को मेजर करना है. तो उधर से हम लोग पॉजिटिव वाला जो पार्ट है DSO का, उधर से कनेक्शन ले रहे हैं और उसका एम्पलीट्यूड फ्रीक्वेंसी देखेंगे. और हम पहले भी तुम लोगों को बोले हैं, फिजिकल क्लास में हम लोग क्या करते थे, वो DSO में जो ग्राफ आता है उसका भी एक प्रिंट आउट लेके तुम लोगों को कॉपी में लिखना पड़ेगा. मैंने कॉपी में लिखना पड़ेगा, मतलब उसको पेस्ट करना पड़ता है.
CHO. And this is the output signal of channel 0. we can see that the amplitude is 1.918 kilohertz. Sorry, the frequency is 1.918 kilohertz and the amplitude is 5.234 volt.
In DSO, we don't want to measure or calculate the value. This is shown in the screen. But in CR, we have to calculate.
After that, we will measure the output of the CH1, that means channel 1.
अभी चैनल 1 का एम्पलीट्यूड फ्रीक्वेंसी मेजर करेंगे.
You can see the amplitude of channel 1 is 5.234 volt and the frequency is 958.9 hertz.
देखो इधर जो हम लोग को सिग्नल दिख रहा है वो भी इधर चेंज हो गया.
Now from this point we will get the modulated signal.
This is the modulation part, and from this output we will get the modulated signal. It is simple.
This is our modulated signal output. And what is the measurements? The amplitude is 4.922 volt and the frequency is 5.526 kilohertz. After that, we'll make the connection with the demodulation part.
मॉड्यूलेटेड सिग्नल डीमॉड्यूलेशन पार्ट में लेके जाना होगा. मॉड्यूलेटेड सिग्नल का जो मॉड्यूलेशन पार्ट का जो आउटपुट है, जो मॉड्यूलेटेड सिग्नल है, उसको डीमॉड्यूलेशन सेक्शन में उसको इनपुट देना पड़ेगा, तभी ना डीमॉड्यूलेशन होगा उस सिग्नल का.
Take the output of modulated signal and give it to the input of demodulated section. After that, we will make the TS clock connection with the RX clock connection. And TX channel connection with the RX channel 0 connection. One thing is that we can also compare the signal, that means modulated signal, with the input signal.
हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं अभी, इनपुट सिग्नल के साथ मॉड्यूलेटेड सिग्नल जो है उसका कंपेयर कर रहे हैं. ठीक है.
Suppose we will take channel 0 input. This is the modulated signal and this is the channel 0 input. Okay, now we will measure the demodulated signal.
डीमॉड्यूलेटेड सिग्नल मेजर करने के लिए हम लोग को क्या करना है, सिर्फ जो मॉड्यूलेशन का डीमॉड्यूलेशन का जो पार्ट है उधर का आउटपुट से सिग्नल को लेना है.
the connection is already made, and from this CH0 will take the output of demodulation 1. You can see that the frequency is 1.846 kilohertz and amplitude is 2.422 volt. That means near to the value of the input CH0.
CH0 में हम लोग जो लिए हैं उसका बहुत
That
close
means
value
2
हम लोग को
kilohertz.
demodulation में मिला है.
Demodulator signal 1, amplitude is 2.422 volt and frequency is 1.846 kilohertz. And then we will take the demodulated signal to output. This CH1 point.
CH0 से हम लोग CH0 का डिमोडुलेशन पार्ट का आउटपुट लेते हैं, तो CH1 से CH1 का डिमोडुलेशन पार्ट का आउटपुट लेंगे.
You can see that the frequency is 961.5 hertz. That means very close to the input of CH1, means channel 1. That means 1 kilohertz. It is 1.953 volt. This is the output. This is the modulated signal and this is the demodulated signal.
हम लोग दो मॉड्यूलेशन किए थे और डिमोडुलेशन किए थे, तो दोनों का हम लोग को